In this video, I will explain about the European call and put option payoffs. Before we understand the concept of payoffs, let's look into what an option is. An option is a contract that gives the user the right but not the obligation to buy or sell an asset at a fixed price on or before a fixed date. So why do we use options? Options allow controlled exposure to price changes without owning the asset. For example, you can profit from a stock rising without buying the stock itself by just using a call option. So now that we understood what the basic definition of option is, let's look at the more standardized options which we use for mathematical models and some markets. This standardized option model is called an European option. An European option can only be exercised on the expiration date. You cannot use the option early even if it's profitable. For example, if the expiry date of an option is on July 31st and the stock prices good on July 20th, you must wait till July 31st to use the option. So now that we understood what an option is, let's look at the types of options. There are two types of options, call option and a put option. A call option is an option that gives the user the right to buy an asset at a fixed price. So if I buy a call option at strike 100 with an expiry date from 1 month from now, I can buy the option at the price 100 no matter how far the price goes. On contrary, the put option gives the user the right to sell an asset at a fixed price. So if I assume that my stock will fall down by a certain rate at a certain time, I can buy a put option to protect it. So if I buy a put at strike 100 and if it falls to 70, I marginally can gain 30 extra by selling it at 70 and rebuying it at 70. Now that we understood what options are, let's look at some important terminologies of option. Strike price of an option is the fixed price at which the option holder can buy or sell the underlying asset. The stock price or ST is the price at expiry or at time T. The expiration date is the duration for which the option holds. The option premium is the upfront cost which we pay to purchase the option. Payoff is the amount received from exercising the option at expiry without considering the premium. The profit is the net gain we get from the option, which is payoff minus premium. We say that an option is in the money if it gives us payoff or if it has a positive intrinsic value. We say an option is at the money if the strike price of the option is equal to the spot price or the price at expiry. We say an option is out of the money if that option will not be exercised at the expiry because it gives no benefit. We look more deeply into OTM options when we look at the put call payoffs. Payoff of a call option is max of the stock price at expiry minus the strike price or zero. So if I buy a call option at K is equals to 100, the payoff of this, if ST is equals to 70, will be 70 minus 100 comma 0 and a max of this, which is equal to max of minus 30 comma 0, which is equal to 0. This scenario is what we call the out of the money scenario. Here, the price of the stock is less than the strike price. So we are not inclined to buy the stock. So we'll have a loss of our premium here in this case. And this case is called OTM case. Now, for the same stock and the same strike price and the same option, if the stock price at expiry is 130, then our payoff will be max of 130 minus 100, comma 0, which is equal to 30. The reason why we use max function is to avoid negative values in the payoff. Because in an option contract, we either get profit or lose the premium. The only loss which we can face is the premium. So to avoid any negative values while calculation, we use the max function. So the net payoff here will be 30. And this scenario is called in the money scenario because the option is giving us an intrinsic positive value. And if the strike price at expiry is equals to 100, then P is equals to 0. This is called at the money scenario because the strike price is equal to the, I mean, because the stock price at because the stock price at expiry is equal to the strike price. So there is zero net profit and zero net loss, and the only loss we're losing is the premium. So this is how the payoff function works for a call option. For a put option, the payoff function is equal to max of strike price minus the stock price at the expiry, comma 0. So why do we do this? When we look at ST minus K for call, why do we look at K minus ST for put? Because call option necessarily is profitable only when the market spot price is increasing. But a put option is profitable if the market price is decreasing. So the profit for call option is the greater value, which is the price at time t st minus k, whereas for put option it is strike price minus st. If you look at a put option and if we buy a put option is at k is equals to 100 and st or the spot price at time of expiry is 70, then the payoff goes like this. So in this case, we are getting a 30 profit, making it in the money. Now, if the strike price at expiry is equals to 110, then the payoff will be max of is equal to 0. This makes the option out of the money because we are not receiving any benefit from this option at the time of expiry. So we'll lose our premium. If ST is equals to 100, P is equals to max of 100 minus 100, which is again 0. But we call this case at the money for put option. Why? Because the strike price is equal to price of the stock at expiry, and there is no profit or no loss. The only thing we will be losing is the premium which we paid for the option contract. So to summarize these equations, for a call option, we can say it is in the money if ST is greater than K. It is at the money if ST is equals to K, and if it is out of the money if ST is less than K. And for a put option, it is in the money if ST is less than K, at the money if ST is equals to K, and out of the money if ST is greater than K. Now we can look at this at these payoff diagrams. So for a call option, if we take K as a strike price, we plot a graph where the x-axis coincides with the stock price at time t, and payoff is coincides with the y-axis. We can see that when the stock price is less than the strike price, the net payoff we get is 0, making this OTM case. Now, when the stock price is at the strike price, as we discussed, we call it the at the money case. And this case is called ITM because ST is greater than K and we are getting a positive payoff. So here we are getting a positive payoff from K. But when do we get profit out of this option? We can only profit from this option contract if the price has crossed a certain amount that it can balance out the premium which we paid for the contract. So if this range denotes the premium range, only if price crosses this range, we can say that our option contract is profitable. Similarly, for a put option, this range is called the out of the money range, where the strike price is less than the spot price or the option, like the stock price at expiry. And at this point, we say that the option is at the money because the strike price is equal to the spot price. And in this case, we say that our option is in the money because the spot price of the time at expiry of the stock is less than the strike price, giving us a positive payoff. Now, for this put option to be profitable, it should cross a certain amount of payoff such that it balances off our premium, which we paid to obtain the options contract. So, if this is the premium range, we can say that the option is profitable only from this range. So, the profit we obtain from an option can be calculated as payoff minus premium. So, this is how option payoffs work for European call and put options. Thank you.